Today we're looking at relationship stories. In today's stories, a mother that cannot accept their 25-year-old son is not a baby anymore. My boyfriend is a slob and nothing seems to help. How do I tell my husband that he's become clingy? And my mum won't stop pushing me to have a baby. What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. Today we're tackling relationships because I'm a nosy bastard and I like to look into people's lives and I love to know other people's opinions on these stories. As you may know, I've been away for a little while. I'm not going to give you a massive story around it. There was just more death in my family. But let's get away from this negativity and take it straight back to the positive, and let's get on with the stories. Much love, guys. Turning to Reddit because I'm at a loss. My female 24 boyfriend, male 28, is a slob and nothing seems to help. So I've been with him for about 4 years now, living together for free, and our one and only problem is his uncleanliness. Now, I'm by no means a clean freak, but I always make a point to clean up after myself and keep things in their proper place. I usually do the laundry and other big chores on my days off and only ask him to take care of his own messes and sometimes dishes. This man, on the other hand, has no regard. I will find plates, cups, food wrappers and laundry anywhere and everywhere in our home. There's more, but I'm not going to rant here. When he runs out of room in his space, he will set things around in his neighbouring areas like the TV stand. It's just all little things that take less than a second to take care of. Our apartment is small, so it's not like it's a ton of work, and the trash can is like 6 feet away at all times. I hate that it's been this long and nothing has changed. I try not to nag, but it's literally an everyday problem, and because I feel resentment piling up, I don't know how to house train him, especially since he's a whole adult and I've been trying for a few years now. It makes me feel like he doesn't care enough about our relationship to take just 5 minutes to put his trash and laundry away each night. I don't feel like I'm asking a lot, but this has become a deal breaker for me. I'm tired of reminding a grown man how to do the bare minimum because I didn't sign up to be his mother. I want to be able to take pride in my home and to be able to build that with him because he's so good to me otherwise. He eventually wants to get a house together, but I need to trust that I won't be stuck as a maid. If anyone has advice on fixing something so trivial, I'd appreciate it a lot. Edit. Seems like this, unfortunately, is a common problem here, so I apologise for being redundant. Thanks to everyone for lending their perspectives. I think I'm going to go forward and laying it out for him one last time, and if nothing changes, then I'll work on changing my situation, and he will have to stay behind. Yes, as you say, it is a common I think this is like a common relationship problem. And in some, well, I don't know your ins and outs of your relationship, but in some ways, I think it's just one of these things like people get home and they sit down and then they just don't want to do nothing for the rest of the evening after work and stuff. But yeah, there is no excuse for it. And you just need to confront this one head on, I reckon, because otherwise it ain't going to change, is it? If you don't talk about these things, they don't change. What was your views on this story? Do you have a partner like this? Let us know in the comments below, guys. I would love to hear it. How do I, 31 female, explain to my husband, 34 male, he's become clingy? We've been together 9 years, married for 4. We've always been a couple that enjoyed spending time together, but 3 years ago we had our first child, and ever since then he doesn't want me to do anything without him. His best friend moved away around the same time, and my shy husband doesn't make friends easily, as he is very introverted, so that didn't help either. If he's working on a project at home, I might need to go grocery shopping. He doesn't want me to go without him, but fixing the toilet seat needs to be done too, so we end up either not getting groceries or being super rushed in order to get dinner on the table at a reasonable hour. If I want to run to the library to drop off some books, or take our son to the playground, or go to the hardware store, or pop by my work to sign something, everything has to be scheduled so we all can go. It eats into our weekends, and since we have full-time jobs, that time is precious and needs to be fully utilised. If we can split up and bang out the errands, that's more time we can spend together doing fun things. It's not about watching our toddler, this happens whether I offer to take him or not. It's such a time burner, and frankly sometimes I just want to go and do stuff on my own. How do I communicate to him that he's being overtly reliant on my company? I've tried bringing up how much I need some space, and that would be more efficient to get things done separately. Edit. Thanks to everyone for the ideas and insights. I think you're alright and this needs to be addressed in therapy because something isn't right here. He sees a therapist once a month. I'm going to ask to come to a session in the near future. Maybe the therapist can help him actually hear what I'm saying when I say I would like to go out on my own. Yeah, I think there's something like mentally there. If he can't leave you alone at all, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, if someone was doing that to me, I think I'd lose my nut. I need my space. I like being sat in my own office here, doing nothing apart from looking at YouTube and talking to you guys. What is your thoughts on this story? Have you got a clingy boyfriend or girlfriend, or had one in the past? As always, guys, I love your stories, and a part of this channel is hearing them, so I'd love to see comments below. My 35 female mum, 63 female, won't stop pushing me to have a baby after multiple miscarriages. A little background: I got married last month to a great guy. We've been together for a little over 3 years. Before he and I met, I'd gone through a somewhat difficult divorce. One of the things that made it so difficult was that we had been trying to have a baby for several years, and after 2 IUIs, I had 2 miscarriages. The last one happened at 12 weeks, when we had already told people I was pregnant, and then shortly after I found out my ex had been cheating on me. Suffice to say that the whole time in my life was very difficult. That miscarriage had been the hardest thing I ever had to deal with. I was a completely broken person for about a year because of it. We had also spent thousands of dollars trying to conceive since our insurance didn't cover anything. It honestly had just become an obsession because my life just revolved around pregnancy 24/7. Baby blogs, TTC message boards, pinning baby items on Pinterest, it was just my life. Fast forward to today, all my friends have kids. My best friend had brought a baby to our wedding, and she was just so super tiny and cute. My husband and I have talked about having a baby, particularly because of my age. It's in our plans, but I don't want to rush or become obsessed as I previously was. Well, literally the moment we were married, my mum whispered in our ears that she wants a baby now. Oh, and it should be a girl. Like we have any control over that. It's shocking to me that she would be so pushy since she never was this pushy before, and she knows what I went through with the miscarriages. We've only been married for a month, and she's literally mentioned me having a baby during every conversation, even texting my husband about it. I don't know where this is coming from. There was honestly a point in my life when I accepted there may be a chance I don't have a baby. I'm not going to put myself through financial debt, and I'm heartbroken over and over again for something that might not even happen. We plan on eventually seeing a fertility specialist, but for now, can't I just enjoy being a newlywed? So how do I talk to her about this to get her to back off? The last time she started to talk to me about having a baby, a few days ago, I reminded her of the miscarriages, and she just responded that I got pregnant, and that was the important part. It's beyond frustrating, and it's gotten to the point where I might just avoid talking to her. Wow. I can't imagine what you go through, like, in a miscarriage. That must be like an absolutely devastating point in your life. Oh yeah, I just couldn't picture what you'd be going through. And then for someone to try and push it on you again, not the miscarriage, but obviously with everything you're going through, someone trying to push another pregnancy on when you're not quite ready for it, that's absolutely ridiculous. I think you just like need to tell them straight to their face, like, no, I'll have one when I'm ready, and you will respect that. Otherwise, fuck off, you know. No two ways about it. That you can't push someone to do something so life-changing as that. Incredibly disrespectful and selfish. But yeah, tell her. What's your thoughts on that story, guys? Because that's a tragic one, that is. But what's your thoughts on that story? My mother, 52 female, cannot accept that I, 25 male, am not a baby anymore. My mother and I have always been pretty close. Not the mama's boy type, but I'm comfortable talking about her to things that are bothering me. My father and I are just alike, so we butted heads when I was in high school, but now we have a great relationship. My mother is close to being what you'd call a helicopter parent. In high school, I had the opportunity to attend a prestigious boarding school an hour away from home. My mother did not like the idea of me being away and didn't think I could survive on my own. Granted, I was sheltered and didn't have to wash my own clothes and wasn't the best cook. This really annoyed me and played a role in choosing a college to attend. I had a choice between 3 colleges, one an hour away, one 4 hours away, or a community college in my town to get 2 years of basics down and then attend somewhere else. I chose the school an hour away because my mother was afraid of me being too far. She's not in bad health and my parents are still married. The only reason I believe she is like this is because I am her youngest child. My brother, 8 years older, moved out at 18 and she has never questioned anything he wanted to do. During college, I would come home every other weekend to see them and my now ex-girlfriend. There were still times when my mum became almost jealous that I would be spending time with my ex rather than with my family. Now I live 2.5 hours away from home after graduating college. My now girlfriend and I live together and have stable jobs. We both cook, clean, take care of chores, all the normal stuff. My mother has been pleading with me to come home and spend the night at their house ever since I moved away from my college town to live with my girlfriend. This past weekend we had Thanksgiving with my mother's side of the family. She asked if I'd be spending the night this past Saturday. I said no. She gets upset and emotional and doesn't understand why I don't want to stay the night at home. I explained to her that I'm 25 now and I have my own place and own hobbies. In the past I was just always up for going to the bar or being anywhere but home. Now I'm introverted and would rather stay with my girlfriend doing our thing. I don't know how to explain to her that I'm not a bad son for not wanting to spend the night at their house. She does the normal guilt trip. You only have one set of parents and I won't be here much longer. You regret not spending more time with me or your dad. Mind you, I remind her I was home every other weekend in college. I still regret this as I missed out on a lot of fun activities in college. How do I tell her that I don't want to spend the night? I've tried just a simple no, but she wants an explanation. It's now gotten to where she thinks my girlfriend is keeping me away from home all the time. Is this normal for parents to act this way towards their youngest child? We have to go out for Thanksgiving with my dad's side this week, and I'm dreading the fact of playing 21 questions with my mum who wants me to stay that night. Wow, I can almost relate to this story a bit. My mum was not so full on, but when I was growing up, like when I was younger, I'd say around 13 and stuff, all my friends were sort of spreading away from our local area and like going to town and just hanging around town and doing stuff like that. Whereas my mum wouldn't let me cross the road. And you can imagine how embarrassing that was with friends. I couldn't tell my friends that, but I'd always have to make an excuse. And it was just so embarrassing. Eventually I just thought fuck it, and I started crossing the road anyway and get myself in all sorts of trouble. But yeah, you got to live your life in the end, and you can't let people hold you back like that. And I think my answer to most things these days is just blunt. Just be blunt with them. They can either accept it or they don't. If they don't accept it, that's their own problem, because this isn't an issue with you. This is her issue mentally, that she can't let go of her youngest son. So you just need to say, Mum, you just need to sort yourself out. I'm not coming home tonight. I love you so much, but that is the way it is, you know. Or speak to your dad to talk to her in some way, you know. Oh God, what is your thoughts on that story, guys? As always, I'd love to know, because they're crazy. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. I know I've been away for a while. Much love to you. I hope you have a fantastic day ahead of you. Take care now. Much love.